Joey Arnold, can I put a different operating system onto my phone? I say you probably could, but it would probably take a really long time to do it. Even I am struggling. And if I can't do it, why do you think you can do it? Well, actually, I did it recently the other day, and I was able to put the operating system back onto my phone. I got my phone over here. You can't really see anything about it. It's a typical phone. It doesn't really matter. It was made by Blue. Phone probably would have been pretty good 10 years ago, but I've been assembling computers, desktops since 2007, and been learning a lot about it, especially since then, about operating systems and hardware and software, and I can tell you, even though I have all this experience, working on phones is like taking it to the next level, and there's a whole lot that you really gotta know. And I'm in my second week of training myself how to do it, and going online and looking up things and downloading stuff and trying out things. And I ended up breaking the phone totally, and but then fixing it. Like it works now, but I'm still going to work on it more and try to put a different operating system, different OS, a different they call it a ROM. They usually call it a ROM, or they call it firmware, but it's basically an OS. But that's one of the things that makes it tricky is they call it different things. They use different words to describe things that are similar to what you would say if you were talking about computers instead of phones. Like I would just use the same word, but in the phone world they come up with these other words and terminology, and I find it really confusing and counterproductive to come up with different terminology. But it's something that you can do, but it's not very customer friendly, and not for the average person. Depending on the phone, there are different programs that can help, and some of them are better than others, depending on what you know how to do and what you got with you, so that you can make it work. And it seems like, for the most part, that operating systems are not they're not very customizable when you're trying to install them onto a phone, depending on the process that you're using to get the OS onto the phone. There are different ways to do it, but it's like, for the most part, there doesn't seem to be a installer program that can help you put the OS onto the phone. I'm not saying that there aren't any, but for the most part, it seems to be challenging to get. I have my eye on a few programs that I'm thinking about trying. I haven't done that yet, but I kind of like the one that I'm using. I believe the program I'm using is called SP Tool, something like that, and I believe it's designed for the kind of phone that I have. Basically, the phones that have the same type of CPU in it will work with this program, but I don't know if it works with other kinds of CPUs. And when you go about trying to find an operating system, you want to make sure that it's suitable with the CPU uh, inside the phone. You want to know like what's in the phone, and there could be different kinds of phones with the same kind of engine inside of it, the same kind of heart. And it looks different on the outside, but it could be very similar on the inside. And it's kind of like having the same engine for a car. That's why I use the word engine. It's like it looks different on the outside, but on the inside it's the same base, the same structure, the same heart, the same brain kind of thing. And that's the thing that is very critical in understanding what you have and what you can do with it. And what I was saying earlier was it seems like there aren't very many installers that can take the OS, the ROM, and put it into the phone and customize it to make it fit with the phone. I'm not saying that there aren't any, but it seems that it would be very challenging to get around, and I would love to be wrong about that. And I'm gonna keep my eyes open for different things and different options. I'm still learning, and I'm still collecting the notes. I'm still taking notes on all of that stuff, and because I want to be able to make it simple as possible for other people to try to understand. And I still think it's still pretty challenging to summarize. And I wanted to just make this video to quickly summarize my my progress and where I am with that. And 2 weeks into this, I'm still working on it, and want to be able to have the freedom to put whatever operating system I want onto my phones or computers or a music player or anything else that I might have. And I like to have the just the know-how on knowing how to do those things. And especially if you have a really old phone, it's like you want to free it up, and you don't want to waste resources. If you don't have a lot of RAM, if you don't have a lot of CPU power, processing power, then you want the operating system to be as simple as possible, and mostly just the UI, that's the user interface. You want it to be very simple, and that means like the GPU, which is the graphics. It's like the CPU, except it's the graphic processing unit. And so you want the graphics that's being displayed to be as simple as possible, and then you can free up resources for your RAM, your CPU, and everything. You free it up so that it can do other things and worry about other things. And because if you have limited resources, then you gotta prioritize. Like you gotta really focus. And a lot of times they don't give you a lot of options. And it's like the difference between Facebook and MySpace. Facebook stopped giving people a lot of options, and then people started getting used to it. But back in the day, there were a lot of options for MySpace, more than what it has now. MySpace is still around, but it's not like it used to be, and it used to have a lot of options. It was basically a web builder, and you could do a lot of editing on your MySpace page, and you're able to like put music videos on there, and play around with the layout. And similarly, I like the idea of customizing my computer, my phone, to utilize it, to optimize it, as I see fit.